Good morning, David here with the informational video on how and when to fertilize your palms. Typically in northern Florida, actually throughout the state, almost with any palm, we fertilize quarterly. Typically if the palm is already planted the season before, say what's today, July 9th, 2020, you would have already fertilized in the spring, but say it was planted in February, the last fertilization would have been December, but you want to wait every 3 months typically, so quarterly, March for the spring, June for the summer, September for the fall, and then a lighter version of fertilizing granular liquid in December because the temperatures in northern Florida cool down more significantly than central and south Florida. The winter climate's warmer, so you want to go a little lighter on the fertilization. Reason being is because when the temperature of the soil drops below 70, 60s, and even down in the 50s, even though palms are evergreens, they will go in a dormant phase where not physically, but within the root system, they won't uptake any nutrients. And then sometimes, depending on the amount of moisture, rain, and the soil and air temperature, if they're in that dormant state root and nutrient-wise for an extended period of time, say 2 months, then they may or may not develop a nutritional deficiency coming out of winter into spring, like maybe potassium or magnesium, which is common in our lack thereof of that element, those two elements in the soil. So what I wanted to show you first on a newly installed palm like this Phoenix sylvestris, commonly known as a Indian date or silver date palm. It's native to the Middle East, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Pretty common in the landscape. It's one of our top 3 selling palms. This is a palm tone. It's all organic. There's bacillus in it. There's bat guano, earthworm castings, yucca root. It's all extracted environmental elements that are natural. This can be applied at the time of installation. Say this tree was not planted yet, I can actually coat the bottom of it with a layer of this, like you're putting a layer of carpet down, and then when the tree's planted and you add your backfill, you'd add some more to the side, so each part of the root system, and you can actually rub it on too like a barbecue rub. It'll pick up the mycorrhizae in here and help develop and push out new roots faster than just planting it plain by itself. So I'll just go ahead and show you even when it's planted. But this being organic, I must stress there's live bacteria in here and it'll get zapped from the UV. So if your palm is already installed and you're on your next cycle of fertilization, say for September, and you have mulch or rock, pull that mulch or rock back from the trunk and then apply it and then cover it, water it, and then cover it back up, because this needs to be protected, like right here where the sun is, from the UV. So it's a little soft right here, it was just watered, but I won't go all the way around, I'll just show you. And it does have a potent odor to it, but it's a good odor because it's all natural elements. So only on new installed palms. I do not recommend. It's palm tone. We carry it at Earthworks. It's 415, and let me tell you what the numbers are. For example, this is 415, this is 20-20-20. The first number is your nitrogen, which typically is high for lawns. Lawns require a lot of nitrogen, so you always want a high number. Then your middle number is phosphorus. That's for blooming, citrus, flowering trees, fruit trees, roses, hibiscus, and then the last one is potassium. So with palm fertilizer, like this is a balanced 20-20-20, but I recommend a Let's Go 8-2-12. 8 is your nitrogen, 2 is your phosphorus, other than just the flowers to reproduce seeds. But you want the first and particularly the third number, your potassium high, like 8-2-12 is what I recommend and the Palm Society recommends. 12 being the potassium. The Florida soils lack potassium and magnesium, so you always want that number high. This is a Let's Go 20-20-20. So I'll show you, this is what we call a chemical fertilizer. It can be water soluble or granular, and then you can water it in. But one thing with the palm fertilizer, a large specimen like this typically won't burn, but if you spread it unevenly, like in a big clump right here and then go here, there's a chance a younger palm could burn. So you have to be really uniform in spreading your fertilizer, and don't stack it up 4 or 6 inches in one spot like that. That's a big no-no because it's uneven. It's kind of like taking a shower and just standing in a shower with only your shoulder getting clean and the rest of your body soiled from working out in a place like this. So you want to spread it evenly. with an applicator. And most of these fertilizer bags are going to say, oh, for every ½ inch or inch of trunk, 2 pounds. I don't believe in that scenario. To each his own. It depends on the type of palm, if it has any nutritional deficiencies like magnesium or potassium, and the size of the palm. So I'll just give a little example of how to do that. And let me show you the nutritional deficiencies, which are really common here. By the way, this is Betrocks, B-E-T-R-O-C-K-S, Cold Hardy Palms by Alan W. Miro. Very good book. And by the way, for those people that don't believe palms are cold hardy and can tolerate snow, this is Trachycarpus fortunei. That's native to the Himalaya mountains in India and Nepal. They can tolerate temperatures down in the single digits, and as you can see here, tolerate light snow cover. And there's this is the cold hardy book from typically from zone 8 to 11 USDA, which is United States Department of Agriculture hardiness zone, which is the minimum temperature each season. So I'll go to the nutritional deficiencies. One that's really common here, particularly in Queens, is which Queen palm is one of our 3 top selling palms, is potassium. Good old banana has potassium in them, but you'll see early flecking or translucent spots, which are kind of orangey color. That's a sign of potassium deficiency. And then if it goes unchecked or uncorrected for an extended period of time, you'll start to get the leaflets on either side to get brown and crispy, and if it continues, it can lead to the decline of the palm, so it's really important to correct that. And then the second common one, particularly in Phoenix, like this is the Phoenix sylvestris, you have Phoenix canariensis, the Canary Island date palm, Phoenix robellini, pygmy date palm, which is one of our also top 3 selling palms. You see them with the little thin trunks, singles, doubles, triples, quads. And most of the other Phoenix, they get a magnesium deficiency, which is marginal on either side of the rachis, the plane, yellow striping, where the center, where the leaflets attach to the rachis or the leaf stem, are green. And that's really common with magnesium deficiency. But there's individual fertilizers just for potassium and magnesium to correct it. But to prevent any of this, to give the full, I call full course meal, your meat, potatoes, vegetables, and bread and salad, just give it the Let's Go 8212. But a really good book to purchase. It has different varieties of palms in here, and then all the corrections for deficiencies and so forth. And then thirdly, another way to fertilize is with Southern Agriculture Chelated Palm Nutritional. This is a liquid form of fertilizer. It has magnesium, sulfur, iron, zinc in a liquid form. As you can see, it looks kind of just like motor oil, really dark. So I just want to show you that. I'm not going to actually do this because it's kind of windy to see the spray, but this is a hose end sprayer. What I do is this little bottle is 1 pint, which makes up to 32 gallons. It says use 1 to 2 tablespoons per gallon, but typically I did the science and the mathematics. It's about 4 capfuls I use per gallon. It's been successful. And this is liquid vitamins. You know, in a human body, if you take a hard tablet, it takes longer to dissolve than liquid. Liquid is more instantaneous. That's exactly how it works with this. But we have it here in Earthworks in the 1 pint size and the gallon size. And you can do this monthly or bi-monthly. It doesn't burn, it doesn't hurt. Unlike the palm fertilizer, we only recommend that quarterly, but this can be done on a monthly basis. Preferably to do it between sunrise and 10 a.m. because the stomata, which is the palms or a leaf of a plant's name for pores. Like humans, we take a shower, we go swimming, rains on us, our pores open. Stomata, which are the pores in the leaves of a plant or palm, are open in the morning for CO2 absorption, discharge, so forth and so on. So this, to maximize the intake of this, I recommend between sunrise and 10 a.m. And of course when it's not windy to do a foliar spray. But you can pour a couple gallons of the mix, like I said, 4 capfuls per gallon of water, a couple gallons around the trunk, and then this is a hose end sprayer. Fill it up to whatever desire or number of palms that you have, and I usually put it on the second setting. I'll show you here the second setting, and then you just put it in there, turn your hose, make sure it's off, screw your hose in here, then turn the hose on, and then when you set it, it'll start to spray. And you can spray, just think of graffiti. can of spray paint. You spray the whole entire tree. Pour your 2 or 3 gallons of the mix in the ground, and then you can coat the whole tree as if you're changing the color. Spray paint the whole trunk. This is awfully large, but on a smaller scale tree, spray paint the fronds with it, particularly the spear where the apical meristem is, otherwise known as the bud. That's your point of growth. Kind of like drinking it. The palm will react real quickly. There were a couple coconut palms here 2 years ago, and that being a tropical fast palm, those type of palms are going to react the quickest to this. I noticed they were medium lime green color. Within 2 weeks, I walked by them one morning and those were glossy deep green. It was amazing the impact that this palm Nutritional had on it. Well, we definitely recommend that.